Welcome to another episode of Pixels to Politics. Tonight we'll break down another Trump's latest debate and the alarming second assassination attempt. We'll also dive into some updates in AI and advancements in math and coding. Finally, we'll talk about some nice little world events in Ukraine and Russia and the usual. Well, good times.
Yeah.
So we made it less than 120 days before they try to kill him again? After the debate? I guess we should talk about the debate first. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just sucked, to be honest with you, Doug. Like, the Biden one was funny because Biden was like,
Fucking
like,
having a stroke on stage?
yeah. But this one was just like Kamala is just like awkwardly smiling. And I'm like,
She's a
this is, and
bad
then
actress.
Trump's like reiterating the same points. I don't know. I was just bored. I'm like, I'm not watching this anymore.
I think I remember reading that his PR team told him that he needs to like calm down the rhetoric, which is why we aren't getting as much snappy Trump versus normal. I
Well,
think at this
yeah.
point he's secured. They think he's secured the win, and so he just needs to not like run people off.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like his campaign was kind of like in shambles at the start of the year. I feel like.
Maybe.
And then over time it was like okay, like everything's on fire and then all of a sudden he like shows up with like he like goes to the debate and the PR team is just like please Trump please they're fucking they're on the ground, they're like dying of thirst, please, but to make our jobs easier, Tim's Tim's dead, he's at the off he's at the closet, he hung himself, please Trump, Mr. Trump, please
So,
just do the right thing. He's like, don't worry, it'll be a very bigly debate. I will win very bigly, as I've been winning. Like, sir, we have not been winning.
yeah.
We
Well,
need a win.
I think the largest problem was that like only half of the world was seeing one side, the other half, sorry, not the world, maybe the world, the U.S. was seeing the other side, and the
Like,
debates,
obviously, yeah,
the
obviously Trump is the better choice
yeah,
in general,
yeah.
right? But you have to remember Americans are stupid. So I'm viewing this from the standpoint of the average stupid American, right?
No, I don't think you
So
are.
that's
I don't think it's possible you are, because like what they see is entirely different than what we see. They see it as the opposite. They see it as like as their side is the like most obvious side, and it's because it's so fucking manipulated. But I think when you go to these debates, the enemy side, that's so funny, the Democrat side is so dumb that they can't help but expose themselves, right? Like they lead with the narrative that Joe isn't fucking suffering from dementia and he knows what he's talking about, and then they do the debate, he gets up on stage, nobody can deny that the dude has fucking lost his mind, right? Like it was
yeah,
undeniable. So then obviously they're like, oh shit, gotta flop. So they kick him out. They bring in Kamala.
yeah,
And so I think the same thing happened again, where they do the debate. People will look at her and they go, "What the fuck is this shit?"
yeah,
Nobody's seen her talk that long. Nobody's seen her talk that long, dude. Nobody. Everyone
yeah,
gets 30-second clips. They don't know. So she sits down, makes a complete ass of herself, right? Trump gets up
yeah.
there. They see him getting attacked by all three of them, including the moderators, and they're like, "Okay, like, we,
But
it's
people don't see
undeniable."
that, Doug. Like,
They
there's
they, they
people
have
that
they
on
have seen it.
there's people on Twitter that genuinely thought that Kamala won the debate. There's
Yeah, but
literally people that
come
thought
on,
that.
like how many compared to how many think Trump won the debate? A
I don't know,
very
Doug.
tiny amount.
Trump's arrangement syndrome is a very real thing.
Yeah, but
Like,
like
these people are obsessed with him.
I agree, but a lot of that side, I don't know how much is a lot, but people from that side, more people from that side have been jumping to the Trump side than Trump sides are jumping to Kamala's side, right? Like that's pretty
Well, no, obviously,
right. So I think the debates are playing a heavy role in that.
but I do think that Trump did kind of come in and just poured a bunch of water on the fire. I do think that and then like he gets, or well, he almost gets assassinated again. It's like, when are people are gonna like? I know this guy was like a fanatic, Ryan Wesley Ruth or whatever his name was. Or I mean,
Yeah,
I guess he's still alive. Maybe
yeah,
not for long, but
yeah. No,
but
I DeSantis is coming in full swing. We can talk about it later, but sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and it's like dude's like a Ukraine fanatic.
Hmm.
He thinks that when you go to Ukraine, save Ukraine, yada yada yada. He's just a total, pretty much a whack job. But the only thing that's like really weird to me, Doug, aside from all the him being a weirdo and trying to kill the president or the former president, it's like, how did he know?
Hmm.
Who tipped him off? Was it Stephen Witkoff, the guy he was golfing with, or was it the Secret Service members?
You don't. I mean, I don't even think it needs to be those two, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of
Who else would
people.
it be?
I'm sure a lot of people knew where Trump was at the time. I'll just say that. I think access, dude. Really? You don't think they didn't know? You don't think Google had access to his phone? You don't think every app on his phone knew where he was? You don't think people have access to those apps? You don't think people know where his cars are? Like, yeah, I'm not saying that like there's not an insider. I'm just saying trying to track down where that source is might be a little more difficult than people think.
I think a guy like Ryan Ruth is someone who has very minor connections to people that want him to do what they want him to do. I think more than likely Stephen Witkoff for the Secret Service tipped off a dude they have on a mole in the FBI, which there are many.
Maybe,
And that dude in the
probably.
FBI probably messaged Ryan, said, "Hey, this is where Trump's gonna be." And then he went and tried to shoot it. That's why you always see in these cases too, which is really weird. The FBI is on the scene.
Right away.
What's the Secret Service for?
I know. Well,
Isn't
so I thought the Secret Service was a different department, but it works under the FBI, or is it under Homeland Security? I think it's under the
and isn't it?
FBI.
Yeah,
I think it's under the
like
FBI.
the FBI at this point, I'm pretty much convinced is just an enemy organization.
Yeah, I think a
Just
lot
one
of
hundred
people are
percent.
feeling that way.
I think that they just need to be dismantled entirely. There's no reason for them to continue to exist.
Yeah, clearly they've become way too fucking politicized. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's even a question
Well,
at
it's not
this
even
point.
politics anymore, Doug. It's money.
Funded by, yeah, politics funded by money. Yes,
This is corporate. This is literally, and this is the funniest thing to say. Trump is actually the
I
anti-corporation
know.
candidate here, which is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah,
Because Trump was the corporation, like
I
in the
know.
early 2000s, like throughout the 90s. This dude was the corporation. He was the greedy, money grubbing guy, and he still is.
Yeah,
I still get fucking emails from him telling me to donate $5 to support Trump's cause.
yeah.
It's like, but Kamala's the one who's received hundreds of millions from Facebook, from Google, from all these big name, alphabet companies, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, and people don't see this. It's crazy. Like, why are you voting for the person that Google and Facebook are donating hundreds of millions of dollars to? Don't you think that should tell you something?
They don't
Because
know.
if I'm a business, if I'm a corporation, why would I donate money to someone if I'm not going to get something out of it in return?
They don't know. I have some really far leftist family members. I talk to them. They don't know. They have no idea. And it's like breaking teeth. They're pulling teeth to try to like educate them on it. Like
Yeah,
it's really hard. But they don't know. They have no idea. You know, when you ask them, if you ask them, who do you think is backed by more corporations or more corporate money? They'll say Trump. It's not Trump. It's
yeah,
it's not even close. But they don't know.
yeah,
They have no idea. They think Trump is like this billionaire fucking guy who runs the world. And it's like this guy has no power. He has no power compared to the
yeah.
people backing the left. He has zero
Yeah,
power.
honestly, Doug,
He has
he's
zero power.
literally he's your standard boomer old white guy.
Yeah, that's all he is.
He's got a family. He sits at home. He watches Fox News, and then he goes and plays golf. Like he's your literally the standard stereotypical boomer. It's
I'm
what he is.
I'm convinced at this point he's only running as like a personal challenge. Like they've just challenged him, and he's just taking it which they've tried to kill him now twice, but like it's a personal challenge to him.
I think Trump, like he just mowed the lawn, and then some wacky kids came onto his fucking lawn and just messed it up. And he's like, "Listen, your kids think it can't be on my lawn. They've ruined it. I did a great job mowing it. Let me tell you this. I've worked hard. I worked 40 hours a week in a very nice paying job, and I was only able to afford a 2,000 square foot home off of my minimum wage job back in 1987. So please, don't sit there and ruin my lawn, my freshly, mowed lawn, okay? We boomers had to work hard. Let me tell you this. We had to work very bigly hard. I'm
My
very bigly hard right now just thinking about all the money I made.
my favorite is Kamala's. Have you heard like Kamala's speech that she gives about her like past?
Gives a pass other than just fucking around and cheating on Montel Williams.
I mean, I guess I don't know, but it
I
always
don't really
like
care
this.
what she says,
I
to
know,
be
but it's
honest with
funny
you, Doug.
because their side just is stupid. But like she'll say, "Oh, I was a middle class child and I had a friend who."
Please, no.
Yeah,
Please,
that's
please,
what she
please,
said.
just.
I had a friend who had a bad home life and was like touched by their parents or something, and that's why I became a prosecutor. And it's like I
What?
swear to
Doug,
God,
I
her
don't care
fucking
about you.
life
I
is a
don't care.
script. It's a script written by some fucking moron GPT clone in the back. Why do you think saying that you're from a middle class family? I don't understand how poor people eat this shit up. That's where I'm at. I don't understand if you're a poor person, you listen to this bitch talk and you're like, wow, she represents me. What? She literally says she's a middle class child. Like, what are you people smoking crack? Like, what are you on, dude? What is going on here?
Listen, she had connections. She got easy
No
money.
shit,
She's
she
had an
had
easy life.
connections.
She's had an easy life. She's
I
not had
mean,
a difficult life.
I don't know if she's had an
And
easy
it's not
life.
because she's had an easy life, Doug. And it's not because she's had connections necessarily entirely. Not that she's had connections. It's also just because she's a woman, right? She's just a fucking woman.
You just just jumping right into sexism. Okay.
Yeah, straight up.
I think women have hard lives too. I don't even think it's close
I think
actually
they have hard things
sometimes.
inside them sometimes.
Mm. I don't know about Kamala, but I know a lot of women who've had
I think Muslim
terrible
women
lives.
have hard lives. Muslim women have difficult lives. Do American women have difficult lives? No.
Yes. I know lots of
No, they
American
do
women
not.
who have had terrible lives, dude.
No, there's a lot of American women who are ugly and smoke crack. And those women have to get a job.
I know a lot
But
of
the
women
attractive women who smoke crack have a place to stay.
I know a lot of women who are don't smoke crack, who are pretty, refuse to partake in what you're referring to and live and work really hard to be where they are.
Okay.
Kamala, I don't
That's
think
great,
is one
Doug.
of them.
Are you gonna suck their dick while you're at it, Doug? Because those are men.
No, they're women. They're real women.
Are you sure they're real women? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No. I think
Yes.
that's the problem with society, though. People were just happier when they had like their set role in life, and then you give people the freedom to choose, and then all of a sudden they're unhappy. I can kind of understand why the government's trying to control everyone.
I can understand why people want the government to control everybody, but at the same time, I am not interested. I don't think that's good at all. But I get the other side wanting to. I think people are a little insecure in making choices. They don't want to take the risk. So when the government comes in and is like, here's the route, it's no risk. We're running the show, and if it goes poorly, we'll have all the answers. I get why people kind of flock to that. I just think it's a terrible idea. And even if you look at Trump and the way he speaks and his policies, they're all risky stuff. The things he says are risky, but I think it's way more worth it to bank on his policies than to just offer all control up to the government and hope they do what's best for people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe Trump is like he's obviously gonna win at this point. I feel like that's
Yeah,
well,
basically, he said no more debates. I like. You only say that if you're confident you've won. Kamala literally went to Twitter and was like, "We should do that again. I want a second try." Whatever she fucking said, it doesn't matter. But she asked for a second one. He was like, "Nope, not doing it." So
yeah.
I'm like relatively sure they know they're going to win, judging by how the polls have been dropping. The polls are pretty sure that he's going to win. I really
Yeah.
don't see negative support for him at this point, other than like a few more fucking deranged psychos.
All right, Doug. I think it's time to pull a Jamie here. Let's
Do the pollsters.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen quite varying things from excuse me, 3 points to like 12 points. So I at this point I would really
Let's see. This is the current polls. They've been updated.
Mm,
Obviously, our 7 swing states here are undecided.
yeah, it's
Florida's
it's
pretty obviously going to be going to Trump.
but a lot of the ones that were safely blue are now likely are leaning. Actually, they've dropped like a lot. No,
God damn it. Yeah,
they went from being hard blue to fucking light blue. That's kind of
that is true.
wild, bro. That is kind of wild. Look how many states. Can you? I don't suppose you can go back to the previous one, can you?
Which one?
The one before this has been updated. The one right before this. Is that possible?
Uh,
Because I mean, obviously this is up to date, so can you go back to a previous date?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see an option to either. Map library details. I mean, it's on the bottom right. See there?
Oh,
Maybe that.
no, I ain't doing it.
No. Okay, well, we've looked at it quite a few times, and a lot of these states on the west and the east coast and New England were hard blue, and now
Yeah,
they're very light, meaning they've dropped quite a bit since then.
and I definitely think the assassination attempts have something to do with that too.
Oh yeah, I've 100%, man, 100%.
There's a lot of theories about Trump being an Israel shill, and that they've staged these assassination attempts to try to get him in office. But the first
Man,
one, the bullet was way too close,
yeah, I'd say.
so that kind of threw that idea out of the window.
Yeah, yeah. I think both sides have been. I don't really know if they believe that Israel needs to win. I know the Pentagon thinks Israel needs support. I know the big,
Of
you know,
course, it.
defense industries think that Israel needs to win. You know, um, as far as these two separately, it's the one thing about Trump I'm kind of unsure of. I don't know if he's just saying it to get the support and the votes. I think he might be. However, he is much more staunch about it than Kamala. Kamala was really shaky at first. I know Trump kind of came
Yeah,
out guns a blazing, saying that like we should be supporting them more, we should be supplying weapons, blah 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 blah. And then kind of Kamala at debate was like, yeah, that was like the debate was the first time she had really given her kind of hard stance on it, which was, oh yes, I will support Israel more. But I don't know. Who the fuck knows who's a fucking Israeli op at this point? We all might be.
I'm not.
we all, who does? Who knows, dude?
Yeah, everyone's Mossad. Everyone's Mossad. You're Mossad. I'm Mossad. The snail is Mossad. The
Cat's
fucking
Mossad.
realtor from SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Cat's Mossad.
this map's kind of crazy though, considering how many states have changed position. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised. Maybe the world, maybe they're right, dude. Maybe we see fucking mostly red across the board. I really wouldn't be surprised at this point. I really wouldn't. I would
I know
not be
one thing.
surprised. Yeah.
The Hispanic dudes are not voting for Kamala at this point. The black dudes aren't voting
No.
for Kamala.
Uh-uh.
The Asians aren't relevant enough.
But they don't.
And the
They
white
they
dude,
aren't gonna
the
vote for
white
her
dudes
either.
are only voting for Kamala
I know.
if
It's
their
been funny.
if their wife is voting for Kamala or if they think they might get more pussy.
Yeah, I've
That's the
noticed
only
a lot of
reason.
liberal men are only liberal because they're chasing liberal women. It's just hilarious to me.
Yeah. It's crazy that the enemy of the white people was the white people all along. Isn't that crazy?
It's not that crazy. I think it's fairly predictable and not surprising to me.
Looking at you, Europe. Yeah. Yeah,
Even
you
Europe
guys suck.
is flipping the script right now. They're fucking on the verge of going full deportation. Even Steimer, that's his name for the UK. Even he was talking about deporting
Steiner.
the immigrants.
Steiner. Fake a line. Fake a line. Done Conbroth Durst.
I believe
I don't know how to speak German.
Sweden. I want to say it was Sweden or the Netherlands. One of them came out recently and said they're going to give illegal immigrants like $24,000 or $35,000 to leave the country. They just want them out.
They You think they know what money is? They eat cats. They don't care.
Maybe I don't fucking know, but
They
I
just
still
want to
that's what he
listen.
said.
They just want to rape the women. They don't care about anything else. They just want to rape the women and get free food.
Yeah, fair enough. What's crazy to me is I see a lot of reports of like that conflate illegal immigrants with immigrants, and it's so fucking retarded. I saw like a whole last 10-minute video. I didn't watch the full thing. Maybe I did actually.
Yeah.
But it's just this guy ranting about how immigrants are great for the country, and he just kind of keeps swapping between look at this graph for immigrants and how positive it is to have immigrants, and look at this graph for illegal immigrants. This is all lies. This is all good, and it's like, dude, it's not the same thing. You keep trying to make it the same thing. It's not the same thing. Most people are not talking about migrants. Okay, most people are not. Like you're just pretending at this point. Like nobody's falling for your dog should fucking pretend everyone's a racist idea. Nobody's falling for it, dude. Stop it. Just stop. Nobody's talking about the
Jarvis, check
Irish.
the early life section.
Wait, what? Oh.
Well, that's the joke. Is that all the people that want immigrants in Europe are all Jewish.
I mean, I don't know.
And so
Maybe.
the biggest joke is anytime you look up a CEO for a company, or you look up someone that's talking about like pro anti-white rhetoric, if you look them up on Wikipedia and you check the early life section, they're always Jewish.
Hey, May.
Oi gewalt, Doug. Oi gewalt. It's another
Like
Shoah. Don't forget.
yeah.
And don't
Um,
forget, Doug. It says in the Bible, Jews are the synagogue of Satan. Never forget that.
bro,
It does
you're
say that in the
yeah.
Bible.
I can't talk about how wanting illegal immigrants out doesn't make you a racist, and then you fucking become racist against Jews, dude.
Doug, I don't hate the Jews. God hates the Jews.
Oh, my fault. My fault.
Yeah,
The
see,
clarification was my bad.
I don't think anyone should die. I just think they should have their own country and they should all be in that country.
Americans didn't have their own country. We're a bunch of fucking runaways. What are you on?
Yeah, we went to our own country and
We didn't
now we
have
have
a
our
country.
listen,
What are
Doug,
you smoking?
the Native Americans did not have their own country. The Native Americans were busy shoving sticks inside of their skin and then holding themselves up high inside of a tent and then running for 4 days without food. That's what the Native Americans were doing. We came over there with guns and we were like, yeah, we're gonna just take this. This is ours. And they were kind of just like, well, what are you gonna give us in return? They were like, Jim, what do you got? You remember that trip to Tahiti? Yeah, that kind of fucked up. What about the trip? It was kind of a messed up trip, Tim. I don't know why you're mentioning that right now. Kind of weird. A little of a debate with the Native Americans here about what we're gonna give them for their land. What do you got? We got some blankets. I guess I don't know if they'd want them, but Tim, are you? Wait, we can't give them those. Actually, Tim, yeah. Listen, we got some blankets here for you. Keep you nice and warm. We got a few other things too, but I think the blankets will really help you out, keep you warm at night, since you guys are kind of naked and you don't have any clothes on. But yeah, we're just gonna give you these blankets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we kind of just took over their land as
Well,
they slowly died from smallpox.
slowly. Slowly died.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they
Yeah.
weren't doing anything with it. And then we gave them their own land, and then what did they do with their own land? Free
Turned
of,
in, turned into
the American
casinos.
government laws? They
And they made
turned
a
into
lot of money.
casinos.
Now
Yeah,
they're all rich.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the story of the Native Americans. They didn't have anything, and then we took over the land, and we gave them some land that was free from American, control. And then they made casinos, and then they became rich. That's their lifestyle.
Yeah. Either way, both of them have come out in support of Israel now. And again, whether or not they're bought and paid for or not, who the fuck knows? I mean,
How
obviously,
has Pakistan not just like killed Israel at this point? Like,
Pakistan
are they
is
that stupid?
no,
Are they that stupid, Doug? They
they're
have to be. How have you done? Like,
Pakistan. Okay, they are in fact stupid. Not the people, but the fucking
oh my
government is
god.
stupid. They're like literally in the middle of a coup of themselves. So they went and threw their political opponent in jail. It's been like a fucking on and off thing for quite a while. They ended up having to like shut down their whole internet during the election, and then I think they put up a firewall similar to China's, where they're just locking everybody in. It's the usual fucking story. At some point during this year, Iran was it Pakistan? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Pakistan. Iran for some reason bombed some sites in Pakistan. Was it Pakistan? I think it was Pakistan, man. Um,
Pakistan man. Da, 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 da.
yeah, they so randomly Iran hits Pakistan and then Pakistan strikes back and they just like shook hands. But in reality, Pakistan just doesn't really have the fucking means to take on Israel. And on top of that, Pakistan and India have always been much more like on the verge of war compared to Pakistan and Israel. So,
India would lose immediately.
oh
India would
right,
lose fucking immediately.
yes, you're not wrong. But so that I think that just makes them they have way too many internal issues to really worry about anything going on the outside. Like it's not.
You know what's crazy, Doug? The only reason India hasn't been invaded is because their streets smell like shit. They
I
shit
don't
in
I
the
don't think
street.
I don't
That's the
think
only
that's
reason why they
I
haven't
don't
been
think that's
invaded.
the only reason why. But
Yeah, I think it's the only reason why. I think people one time came in there to try and fucking take over the land, and then everything was just fucking disgusting, and then they were like, "We don't want this. We're leaving."
India has a lot of natural barriers besides
They have
shit.
like they have like a few rich rural families or whatever, and then everyone else just kind of just lives in poverty,
Yeah,
or they work in
the
a call
the,
center.
the wealth gap for that country is insane for sure. I don't know if it's the worst, but I know it's bad.
Yeah, and then like another thing is rape. There is crazy.
Yeah, it's severely underreported too. People are always like, it's
Yeah,
actually fine, and then it's like you're
it's
fucking
actually fine.
so
For,
stupid,
yeah,
so
but that's a
stupid.
whole nother issue. I think
So
we
fucking
need to focus on dealing with back to the Pakistan issue. How do you have a book that is like over 1,000 years old, right? That the Quran, right?
yeah.
It literally says
It's
worse things than what the Bible says. It literally says Jews are fucking evil. Kill them fucking now, right? You have a book like that for thousands of years, right? You have your own you have like this huge plot of land. You reproduce like fucking crazy. How are the Jews still alive, dude? Like, how have you failed this bad at following your religious text? Like, I don't
uh
understand it.
well, I mean they're just underdeveloped is the easy answer, but at the same time, Pakistan has gone through phases of not being run by zealots. They've gone through phases. I think at some point they actually had a Christian leader who like built. They've they've been trying their best to kind of appeal to the Western world of peace and like prosperity. They really have been. It's them, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, UAE, um, fuck. There's one other country in there yet, but like they don't really want. They want a lot of money. They know the way they get money is by working with the West. So they try their best not to start shit with Israel because they know Israel is a part of the West. And that's just the simplest answer. You're right that there's a lot of zealots there, and they like rage out of their mind at this nonsense for sure. That's why like pockets of fucking ISIS and Iran's militias, like that's why they exist in all of these countries. I know, actually, so like there were a lot of Afghan migrants in Pakistan. And it was a really big problem because a lot of them were just straight up terrorists looking to do terrorist things. And Pakistan doesn't want that because they don't want to have to fight with the US and they don't want the US invading them or any other Western countries. So what they do, they ended up fucking deporting like a million plus Afghanis back to Afghanistan. So, I mean, they just try really hard to not end up in a situation where they aren't making a lot of money because who doesn't want a fuck ton of money? And if all they have to do from the government's perspective is nothing, then why wouldn't they do that? Egypt, a lot of the US's control comes in aid. That's what it does. It gives aid. It's not aid, it's a bribe. That's what it is. It's a bribe to the government to
Yeah.
behave. That's all it is. It does it for Egypt, it does it for Pakistan, it does it for India, does it for fucking all the South American countries. Like that's what it is. It's just a bribe, and the bribe is just like, hey, bro, all you got to do is nothing, and we'll keep your goddamn government afloat. You can leave your people in squalor, and it'll be fine. That's it. It's literally end of story. It's just money. It's just
But
money.
base? Can I get a base?
The U.S. just bribes every government in the world, dude. It's fucking absolutely hilarious. It's also why I love Trump when he just walks into office and he's like, "Oh yeah, you aren't behaving. No more aid for you." And then the country's like, "Oh shit, That's literally our only source of fucking income. like, oh god, our $11 billion we get every year from you is not going to come in anymore. My bad, dude. Here, take whatever the fuck you want. Do whatever the fuck you want. That's literally what he does. He goes in the office. He says, you aren't going to behave. Fuck you. No more $11 billion a year for your ass. Suck a dick. Like, that shit's
Yeah.
so hilarious. Or like when he talks about when Macron or France tried to challenge, they tried to increase their prices, exports to America on cheese and wine. And Trump was like, "Are you fucking retarded? You're gonna do that? Fine. How about we raise the prices on everything we sell to you, which is fucking every advanced technology on the fucking planet stems from our goddamn country. Every single one comes down from our country, bro. All of
Taiwan.
it's microchips. It's built in Taiwan, but its blueprints are come from the U.S. So it doesn't matter that it matters as manufactured in terms of like war and stuff, but the money doesn't just go to Taiwan. It originates here. We give them a lease on the blueprints. Then they build it. They obviously control the manufacturing process, but that can be built up. So like it doesn't matter. That's why when the U.S. put a blockade on the chips, these other countries, is because we own the chips. We own the design of the chips. So if we said no, you can't build them anymore. Go fuck yourself. Then they have to obey. And
Yeah.
like who else is making chips? Like who else is coming up with the idea? I don't know of any Eastern or Western or sorry Eastern company. I mean, I know China's got some manufacturing that come up with chips, but like really it's the US blueprints. That's all it is. We're the architects, and then we sell the blueprints to other countries. We say, hey, build our shit. So if we say you're not going to have access to chips anymore, which is what we did to China, then
Yeah.
they get fucked. It's the end of, it's That's it. They just have to fucking obey.
Oh, looks like Biden and Trump are gonna be playing Minecraft after all.
What?
Yeah. You've never seen the videos of them playing Minecraft?
Oh yes, I have. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Trump
Apparently,
actually,
Biden.
yeah, the same thing last time. Trump did a he went live on X today at 8.
Who
So
did?
Trump,
Trump?
yep, he went live on
Really?
X today. Yep, at 8 o'clock.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Oh, it was a seat.
I wasn't listening, so I don't know what he said, but I imagine he was quite amped. Probably watch it later.
Like, they're trying to kill me. Please vote for me. They're trying to kill me. Please don't let them
Right.
kill me.
So for those who don't know what happened in terms of the assassination, Trump was golfing. Some guy with an AK and a GoPro. Some guy. He's a fucking nutbag.
Yeah.
He's like a fanatic. He was trying to enlist a bunch of people to go fight in Ukraine. I believe he and himself actually went and fought in Ukraine in the Foreign Legion. Um, Anyways, he goes to Trump's rally, brings a GoPro and an AK-47. As far as we know, he shot at Trump, and then he was chased down onto I-95. And this happened in Florida.
Yeah.
So he just gave up, and they took him into custody. I believe FBI wants access to him, and I believe just now, like maybe within the last 30 minutes, DeSantis said no, we're gonna keep him in our state, and we're going to run the investigation ourselves. So I'll fuck with that shit, dude. I love that. That's some
I
cool
see,
shit right
Doug. Sometimes I think it's all going to shit. It's all over, and then I hear like Florida representatives
there.
speak,
I
and I'm just
know,
like,
dude. Oh,
thank
God
you for
bless.
being not being
God
fucking
bless.
retarded.
God, dude, DeSantis,
Not
DeSantis is a goddamn war criminal. I love him. He's so
I
great.
know. Honestly, he could stomp on the head of a fucking migrant in front of me and just fucking squash his head open, brains go fucking everywhere, and I'd
I,
still be like, "What are gas prices looking like tomorrow, DeSantis? Low as they've ever been. Low as they've ever been, people." I'll be like, "Yes, sir."
DeSantis is a fucking. He's a pretty funny guy. Okay. I like him. I think he's kind of dumb, but I do think he's probably one of the few politicians who, when there's a problem, he's gonna take an action. Whether or not it's the right action, he's gonna take an action, and I respect that more than just people sitting around not being able to figure out what the fuck to do. I don't always think he takes the best action, but he does take actions, and he's very on board with Trump. I know they like had some like minor beef before when he was trying to run, but he at least he's a teammate. He plays the game. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, yeah. Let's take a listen. We'll listen to him say it.
Sure.
I did announce yesterday we're going to be doing a state level investigation. I understand that the feds are involved, but we do believe that there were multiple violations of state law. We also believe that there's a need to make sure that the truth about all this comes out in a way that's credible. I mean, I look at the federal government with all due respect to them. Those same agencies that are prosecuting Trump in that jurisdiction are now going to be investigating this. I just think that may not be the best thing for this country. Nevertheless, they have their prerogative, but we have our prerogative, and so we'll be making an announcement further along those lines in the ensuing days.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I think he's being way more calm here than I normally see him. Normally he's pretty amped up and being a lot more vocal. I think here he's being very
I think.
serious. So
Well, yeah, no, he doesn't want to get killed by the FBI either. He
yeah.
doesn't want to.
Well, he also wants to run for president. I'm sure he will in the future. He's still kind of young. I think so. I imagine again. Here's a situation
He
where
wants
he
to
knows.
be political. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to be as serious and professional as possible compared to his normal we'll get him, we'll get him, we'll get him. But I think it's great.
Yeah.
I've liked him and Greg Abbott's kind of stances on the federal government. They've literally been defying the federal government in a lot of cases, but at the same time, we don't have many states who have the power to fight against some of the bullshit going on. And
Yeah.
obviously, him and Greg Abbott have been the ones shipping the migrants to the fucking sanctuary cities. That's been those two mostly. And so now we have this where he's, you know, I'm hoping he kind of fights them as much as possible as far as giving up custody of this guy. Obviously, the feds have full control over it, but they've had to bow quite a bit to some of these states like Texas and Florida, just because they don't want they don't actually want civil war. But yeah,
Well, I mean, they would just lose.
yeah, essentially.
Their guys can't hit a single fucking target with like full capabilities, sitting there on the fucking prone on the
at,
grass, and they
at
still
what
can't
point
fucking
did
hit
they
them.
just fly an F-35 and bomb Mar-a-Lago? Like, at what point does that just happen? Surely you're just like, fuck it, dude. Let's just drop a bomb from the sky, blame Russia, and move on. Like, at what point do you just
Like,
do that?
what's weird to me is that I wonder if they genuinely think that people don't know who's trying to kill Trump. Do they just think that, oh yeah, these guys look like total nut jobs. They're not gonna think anything else about it, right? Like, what's the thought process here? I'm not seeing the game plan.
I think they're
Oh, we've
fucking.
sent two guys after Trump now. Both of them, one of them donated to the Democrat campaign back in like 2020 or something.
Oh yeah. Well, they still. I don't know. I
And
think they're very desperate. I think they still try to run with the narrative like these guys aren't Democrats; they're actually Republicans, and it's like
I think I
again,
think they're still focused on the optics here, as
yeah,
if that matters,
yeah.
as if that fucking matters, dude. It's
They,
the crazy.
yeah.
Just send in one of your guys. Just send in one of your guys. They're like,
What if they don't have
let's,
any more guys? What if they keep asking and the guys are like, nah, I'm not
Doug.
interested.
They have people, dude. They have fucking people,
What if they
right?
don't?
What do you mean? What, Doug? What are we talking about right now? Please stop talking.
What if they just
they
don't?
had.
What if
They.
they've
What do you mean?
lost a lot of control, dude? What if they've
Oh,
just
guys,
lost a lot?
we have all this money. We have all these resources. We have a lot of control right now. But we don't have anyone with all this money and all this resources. We don't have anyone that we can send in to shoot them.
What
We're
if
just
this
gonna have
is
to find
this
someone.
is this is all they got? What if they only
What do you?
have fanatics, dude? What if they keep going to other? Okay, well think about it. Obama fucked over the Navy SEALs. That was the thing he did. He literally left them to go die because they knew something they weren't supposed to, right? So like I can
Yeah,
imagine from what I know from a lot of people in the military, they don't really like Biden either. They don't really like him. Dude, Biden and Harris keep pissing on our military. Even during the debate, both the debates, they kept saying that they had no military casualties and there's no combat going on underneath their administration, their cycle. They keep saying
yeah,
that, even though it's a lie. Dude, can you imagine if your boss tells you that you don't exist, or that your death isn't happening, or that your friend's death isn't happening, or that you're not getting injured? Like it's got to be really insulting. It can't be
yeah,
good, dude. I don't
yeah.
know.
No,
From what
it's
I
not.
know, a lot of the military doesn't like them. So like, I'm not sure they take the risk of approaching anybody with the situation. Like, if I was them, I would
Yeah,
kind of be away from it too. Remember when the CIA did the Bay of Pigs?
I don't. I don't remember when the CIA did anything, Doug. I love the CIA. Please stop talking now.
Well, it was a complete failure. And one of the big issues was they asked the president at the time to send an air support, and he didn't send an air support. Why didn't he send an air support? Because he didn't want it to be tied to the event. So I mean, like, I don't know. I imagine they are trying to get better people, and they just don't. They either one don't want to risk getting caught doing it, or two, the people who they're asking are just like, "Fuck you," like, I'm not doing that shit, dude. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no. This is actually like pretty interesting. I think what they need to do is they need to torture Ryan Ruth.
They won't. A state
They
government
need to
can't.
torture him.
I agree with you, but
Yes,
I
they
don't think
can.
the state government
Listen,
cannot
Doug, a
torture.
car battery only costs about $100.
The
Some
state
jumper
government.
cables about $20. $120, you got yourself torture. $120. I'll pay for it. I
Unfortunately, the
don't care.
state government cannot. It's most
You telling me
unfortunate.
taxpayer dollars can't afford $120? Taxpayer money?
I'm saying if they
You can't.
did, the federal government would just step in, and then we would lose the opportunity to
How
get
would they
anything from
know?
them. What do you
Who's
mean?
the
What?
snitch?
How would the
Who's the
federal
snitch?
government know?
Yeah. Who's the snitch?
I don't
They
know.
don't just find things that like things don't
You're
just get
you're
found out for no
fucking
reason.
really. Your cell
Yeah.
phone is the snitch. Every app on your phone is the snitch. Fucking
Well, Doug,
Amazon's the snitch.
obviously
Fucking Walmart
you
is the
don't
snitch.
DeSantis himself needs to just go to Home Depot, get some
Oh
jumper
man.
cables, get a car battery, and just fucking torture the dude to get the information out of him.
I mean,
I guarantee you
I think they
he's been
should.
told not to squeal. I guarantee you he's been told
He's a
not to
squealer.
squeal.
I can tell he's a squealer.
He's not a squealer, Doug.
He's a squealer, dude. He's a squealer for sure. He's a squealer.
No, he's a fanatic. Fanatics aren't squealers, Doug. They're mentally deranged.
So give him some LSD, hit him with the MK
No,
Ultra, and fucking
give him
trick
some
him.
physical therapy.
What does that mean?
He has two nipples for a reason. There's two sides to a jumper cable for a
What if he
reason.
likes it? Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you?
No, I didn't think about that actually. I
I
think
don't
we
know.
need to bring back torture. We need to bring back torture for criminals. I'm sorry, we do.
Either way, I
China does it.
hope they get anything from him, to be honest. But I don't know. We'll see. I hope DeSantis doesn't give him up. Tries his best to hold him. I hope they
What are they
try
gonna
and.
do? Are you going to just let them come in there and take your fucking prisoner? Like, dude, no.
I mean, technically they can, but there's been a lot of resistance between Florida and
Doug,
Texas and the
Doug,
federal
if I'm
government. So
DeSantis, I'm giving an order, an immediate order out to every sheriff. If any fucking federal agent comes in and tries to take him, they have to shoo him away immediately.
yeah, I'm just saying
Like
they technically have the authority to do it. I'm not saying they will or they can't physically. I'm just saying they have the
the
authority to.
FBI is straight up responsible for this. They
Yeah, no
100% fed that
shit.
information to the guy.
So,
And the thing is,
in some way, shape, or form, yes, they're responsible.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't think
and they
anyone disagrees. Even DeSantis, bro. When our fucking governor goes up there and says that shit, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
they
I
are an
agree.
enemy organization. They work for the
Clearly,
opposing team.
the only thing I'm worried about is like, do they double? So far their approach has been double down, right? Like we've seen that.
Yeah,
What do you think the next course of action is? Double down again, right? Like
yeah, double down
you're
again.
you're already in this team. You're like,
Ryan Ruth, I'd never heard of him. Is he the baseball player?
I don't know that guy.
I don't know that guy. Him? Yeah, no, we just want to have a conversation with him,
We just want
because
to
we're the
talk to him.
FBI. That's what we do. We just
Yeah.
investigate things. We're investigators. We do. Yeah, we have a badge. See, look at our shiny badge. We're also Jewish. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, it's chaos. The crazy thing, and I was just talking with my mom about this earlier, where like, tomorrow most of us are probably gonna wake up and not gonna think about it again, dude. Not gonna think about it again.
I don't know, Doug. I think about Trump's assassination attempt every time, every day.
I mean, which one?
I mean, like obviously to like a
Which one?
small extent, the first one,
I think about the first
because
one a
it's
lot
like
too.
I like imagine being so bad at your. It's not even your job. It's what you believe at that point, because you're a fanatic, right?
Oh yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
being so bad at what you believe in. At this point, it's like I'm starting to think like it's like the people at the top, right? Like the Rothschilds, all these losers. They're all they're all cultists, right? They're Satanists, right? That's the general takeaway, right? They're all Satanists. if Satan loves you so much, why are you guys failing? Obviously, Satan isn't on your side because you sent 2 guys now, and both of them failed. I'm starting to think God's a little bit more powerful than Satan right
Dude,
now,
I
if
swear to
we're wanna
God,
get biblical.
I've had some religious experiences in my life. I've never been fully convinced, but I'm not gonna lie. Trump living 2 assassinations kind of has me convinced, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of convincing me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's
It's a
like
little
like,
convincing, dude.
not once, but twice.
I've never
Like,
seen a
literally
stronger
no
argument.
resistance.
Like,
Well,
what?
like, there was literally no one following or going after these people when they did this. There
Oh
was
my
no
god.
one. They weren't being, like, tracked or hunted down or
No, dude.
anything. They had
They're
full
they're
reign.
just allowed to. He's just allowed to walk around. The first one, right? He's allowed to walk around with his rangefinder. He walks up onto the roof with his rifle. He gets a cop who goes up onto the roof, sees him, fucking runs away, asks for help. They don't even respond to the call, right? He gets like fucking
Yeah.
5 minutes of wait time off. Gets 3 shots off before they kill him. Fucking lives. Oh my god. Second guy gets to walk onto the field, gets to sit in the bush. He gets time to set up a GoPro to record the event. What the
Like,
fuck?
I got some
Holy
jack
shit.
links on the way, guys. Yep, this is gonna be my
Yeah, he's
assassination
fucking
attempt.
ordering pizza. He's hosting a
Yeah.
goddamn Twitch channel episode. Here's my
Domino's?
assassination attempt 18th. I've been here for
No,
3 hours.
Listen, I know you're Hispanic. I have nothing against the Hispanic people. I'm a big Ukrainian fan. Listen, just send me the pepperonis and we can be done with it. No, I didn't say sausage. I don't want the double meat combo. Stop offering me the 2 for 10. I don't care about the 2 for 10. I just want the small. I don't care if it's more. I'm still paying more, therefore I'm
Oh
losing
my
more. I'm
god,
not
dude.
interested. Where Trump's golf field. Do you know where that is?
you know,
What do
Trump is
they're asking for a
involved.
gate code? What do you mean they're asking for a gate code? Um, fuck. 1 second. It goes back to setting up the GoPro. How do you turn this? You fuck it. We're sticking this on the fence. We're sticking this on the fence. We're saving it for later. I'll record after it's done. He goes to fucking shoot. He's like, let me set up these tiles. Fucking
And
pieces
their
of shit. I
and their
knew I shouldn't have gotten
excuse
ceramic.
for not having security for him was that he is not the sitting president. That's what they said. He is not the sitting president.
Biden is.
I know. I know. I know he is.
And Biden is. And even he is like, he put on a fucking MAGA hat the other day.
I know, dude. Even he doesn't care. I love this fucking freedom arc he's on. Not even he gives a fuck anymore. Goes on vacation, spends it out on the beach. I got videos of him just fucking lounging out, dude. He goes into a like MAGA convention or something. He's sitting there making jokes like, haha, I don't even know my own name. Give me that MAGA hat. Put
Yeah,
it
give me
on.
that MAGA hat. Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Oh my god, dude. I am so
And
for the fucking implosion of the Democratic Party or whatever the fucking deep state cabal control fucking center going on. I am so for it.
well, like every party, it must eventually come to an end.
Good. Fuck this one. I'll tell you that much.
And it can either end with the police showing up at 3 in the morning, or it can end with everyone passed out on the couch. It all depends on which way you want to go.
Yeah. Well, dude, that map. I can't believe that map you showed. I cannot believe how changed all the states were. That was kind of wild, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
most of
mean, we're
those
still
ones that
looking
are
at
light blue.
219 versus 226, but
It's 191 versus 125.
well, no. Just look at the
Oh,
top.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still 7 points behind, but we haven't factored in the 7 swing states and these states that are
Kind of
leaning.
maybe gonna swing. Yeah.
They could potentially swing red.
Yeah.
What's
I mean,
crazy to
California
me
is the big one.
What's crazy to me, Doug, is that most of the black population in America is right around here,
And they're voting red.
and they're all voting red. I
That's
thought she was
unsurprising.
supposed to be black.
Um, I mean, I know quite a few minorities don't like her because they're very pandering and it's very obvious and they have more dignity than that. So, you know.
The corporations have gotten out of control, Doug. The lobbying
Oh
has gotten
yeah.
out of control.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And I can't believe fucking Trump of all people is the guy to stand against them. You
I
know,
know
like
it's so out of
whether you
nowhere.
think he's like, is he greedy? Yes. Is he a douchebag? Probably. Is he
Yeah.
racist? I have no clue. Probably.
Nah,
But I
he's
don't
not.
care about any of that. What I care about is my $2 gas a gallon.
Yeah, I mean he's winning in every facet. I don't like he's winning in the general population. He's winning independents. He's winning. He's winning the right wing voters. He's pulled a lot of lefts over. Like he's pretty much winning everywhere except the leftist fanatics. Like that's literally the only area he's not winning in. And even then, he's still pulling people from that pool. So like I don't know. I don't see him losing at this point unless they kill him, and clearly they think the same thing because they're trying really fucking hard to get him killed. Like you don't do this shit again. You don't beg for a third debate or a second debate
They're gonna
if
kill
you're winning.
Biden. They're gonna kill Biden.
Maybe
They're gonna kill Biden, or they're gonna shoot Kamala.
fucking maybe. I mean, I've seen a lot of reports that they're gonna. This will be a good transition, but they're trying to start World War III. So on that note,
Well, yeah, it's money.
yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to enter war here at the moment for them. I think that's like one of their biggest options. But the UK and the US have given clearance to the Ukrainians to use their long range missiles inside Russia, which is kind of seen like a pretty big escalatory move. What's been going on is um, the Ukrainians have been very limited in what they could use their missiles on, our missiles on, and how far into Russia they could use them. And so what Russia's been doing is it goes a lot like this. You can only use our long range missiles 200 meters into Russia. What does Russia do? It moves them 201 meters back. And then the US is like, okay, you can use them 250 meters into Russia. What does Russia do? Move them 251, meter again,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. Um, which is obviously really frustrating for the Ukrainians. It's one of the things that kind of pisses me off is like if you're gonna help them, then fucking help them. If you're not gonna help them, then don't fucking help them. Why are you running this long game on them and like pretending you're an ally? Like imagine how shit that makes us look from like our
Yeah.
allies' perspective. It doesn't make us look good. Like you're
Yeah.
pretty much affirming that we're only gonna give as much help as we think we can without us suffering any problems. Like we've only profited off the war. That's it, literally it. We've only profited. We've made a fuck ton of money on gas. We made a fuck ton of money on oil. We made a fuck ton of money on weapons. The money is pouring into the U.S. at this point. Like it's fucking wild how much money we've made on weapon deals alone. The gas companies, oil companies, making fucking billions of dollars. But either way, like it makes us look like assholes, and the poor Ukrainians
We are assholes.
true. The poor Ukrainians are just begging for a reach, and they've finally gotten the go ahead. So that happened over the weekend. Putin's response was, again, this is kind of funny at this point, but he was like, "That's a red line. If a U.S. made missile hits Russian territory, then we're gonna declare war." Blah 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 blah. To be honest, this is like literally nothing new with Russia. They have been saying a bunch
How would they
of
know? It would blow
because
up.
the Ukrainians, well, there's always pieces. Like they always find pieces, and it's got American chips in it. It's got American pieces. Like it's very obvious who makes the shit. You can find down piece like exploded pieces on the internet. Like it's really easy. It's like one of the first things they do when a missile lands or a drone explodes. They like go over and like check out the parts. It's super fucking obvious to see who makes it. Again, the U.S. pretty much owns a monopoly on I want to say modern technology, to be honest with you, but advanced
Yeah.
technology. So it's super obvious, and he's not an idiot. They have to use satellites to target to make targets, right? The Ukrainians don't have satellites, so who's doing the targeting? You know what I mean? Like it's all very obvious. He knows. He's not an idiot. But to be honest, I think American missiles have already hit them once or twice, and he's declared a lot of quote unquote red lines. A lot of them have been like, oh, if you give fighter jets to Ukraine, that's a red line. You give tanks to Ukraine, that's a red line. This is like a common thing that Russia says.
Doug, I'm not gonna lie, Doug. I could care less about Ukraine. I honestly could care less. Like their men are pussies.
What?
They are.
Why do you say that?
They are. Well, I mean, they had to be forced to go into war, which is cringe, by the way. If you force people to go to war, you're an asshole.
What? If you force people to go to war, you're an asshole?
Yes, unless you're Russia.
Okay, well, you're a Putin lover, so
Listen, Putin is a douchebag. He's an asshole. He's fucking, megalomaniac, right? But he has results, which is far more important than those three things.
he barely has results, dude. Barely has results.
He has a people that are rallied around his strategic structure that he has created. Whether that structure is correct or not,
He has
morally
a
or
military
ambiguously.
complex. I think being very specific here matters because the actual people, I would say, are not rallied around him. They're starting to, which is kind of the Russian way, but really not really, right? They've had two rebellions, I think, at this point, where literally a military commander fucking took all his military and started heading straight to Moscow. And rumor has it the KGB had to kidnap his family and threaten them to stop and turn around, and then they ended up killing
Yeah.
him. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's perfect. I would
Doug,
say it's pretty far from perfect.
at least in Russia, you know who owns everything. You know it's corrupt, and you know
Yeah,
why. In
yeah,
America, they treat you like you're fucking stupid.
that I agree with.
Uh, they treat you like you're a fucking idiot.
That's because these
Like,
people are.
oh, we don't know what happened. We have no clue who's controlling the country. We don't know
That's
why this
why.
occurred.
That's why I hate the AI rhetoric, where it's like, "Oh, AI may go out of control." It's like, yeah, okay, you're just setting pretense for when you fucking make AI do something stupid, and then you can go.
Yeah.
But yes, to your point, you're not entirely wrong. However, I will say this, and there's a lot of proof here. When Russia first invaded Ukraine, the Ukrainians fought back decently, and they didn't fall. And yes, there's been some force into getting some of their men to fight. However, if you compare it to Afghanistan and its fall, there's a really big difference, and you can tell when a force is somewhat voluntary. Obviously, the Ukrainians fighting, and not all of it's voluntary. Nobody and no war is an entire force going to be voluntary, except maybe fucking Israel. I don't know. Those Jews fucking flocked like crazy to go back to their country and fight. Obviously, there's probably still some resistance there and some forcing going on. But in Afghanistan, it fell really quickly, and they had all the tools and weapons to fight. They didn't fight. They just laid down their arms and fucking there's like a resistance in the north or something. But like other than that, they just collapsed. Versus the Ukrainians, they did fight. They did fight, and but most of that at the start was definitely voluntary. So,
I don't know. I feel like Ukraine is just like a worthless place at this point.
it's a breadbasket of
I don't.
Europe for a little while.
Huh?
It was a breadbasket for Europe. They made a lot of.
Uh,
They
oh yeah,
also
yeah.
they also have a lot of oil fields. Fields. They also served as a kind of a pathway for Russian oil and gas, which have talked about turning off a lot, but they can't because it would piss off European and West and USA, which is fucking again. I feel bad for the Ukrainians. I think they're getting fucking shit on because of the West doesn't like just allow them to do what it is they need to do to win.
Honestly, Doug, this is a hot take. We need to go back to Columbus times. We need to send Americans to take over Europe. We need to tell the European government and say, "Hey, you belong to us now. We own you."
Then you should vote for Trump.
Uh,
like,
yeah, base.
like
Honestly, I don't know why we didn't do it sooner. Like,
I
let's
well
just take over Europe. We already took over America. The fucking British tried to fuck us over. We beat their ass. Why not just go back and take Britain now? I feel like it's full circle at this point.
yeah, but you're not entirely wrong. Like
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
agree with the same thing, which is why I like Trump's foreign policy a little more. Although when he talks about being
Let's just take
isolationist
over
and owning,
fucking Europe. Doug, listen, I won't go to war to fight for Ukraine. I won't go to war to fight Russia. I will go to war to take over fucking Europe. I will 100% do that.
that probably means you have to go fight against Russia.
No, it doesn't. Russia doesn't care for Europe.
That's how we took
Russia,
over Europe the first time. Was the Marshall Plan. We invested in them. They owed us a fuck ton of money. Money is how you own a person. You own a country.
yes,
Get
it
them to
is.
owe you
The
money.
Rothschilds understand that.
Yeah. So now we do that again. Why do you think it's
Exactly.
happening?
Look at me. Look at me. I am the Jew now.
I am. I am the Jew.
I actually, Doug, our noses almost look kind of similar.
Yeah, it's probably because we're fucking Mediterranean. Where are you from? What do you have bloodline from?
I honestly have no clue, Doug.
No,
I hope I'm not Jewish, Doug. If I'm Jewish, I'm gonna lose it.
I already know I have Jewish blood, so.
If I find out I have Jewish blood, Doug, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna have like an entire day of just drinking alcohol.
Why? What the hell?
Because I've been shitting on them for being scummy. Granted, you know, they are smart. but they're still scummy. And I've been shitting on them for being scummy this entire time, and then I find out I'm the Jew all along.
The plot twist of the century.
I know, right? God, that would suck so bad.
You look very Northern European or Eastern European. So
God, I hope so, Doug. God, I hope so, because then my entire world would be like, I guess I'm Jewish now, Doug. Fuck. I guess money is all that matters. Yeah.
you could
You want
be.
to take
You might
Hanukkah
have a
off or
little bit.
something?
It's possible you have a little bit. So
I don't know. My nose, I don't have the. My bump isn't as big as yours, so I don't think I am. I think
yeah, I
I'm
think,
fine.
but uh, your hair texture and the
Oh, I'm
color
not bald.
and
I'm
your
not bald. That's
eyes.
right, Doug. I'm not still all the way here.
Yeah, that like kind of says Mediterranean to me. So
Okay, Mediterranean. Whew.
it's possible like it could be the same from the same area. You don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. Take it
Probably Roman. I'm probably Roman.
probably. But Rome is, you know, again, there's a lot of travel between. That's why they just refer to them as Mediterranean because
Yeah.
Rome was the whole fucking around the whole sea there, Mediterranean Sea. So it's possible you've got a little bit, even if you are from the southern part of Europe. Could be.
This is true. We need to bring back Rome, Doug. That's what we need to do.
America is Rome.
Actually, we need to kill the British royal family.
The British are dead.
And we need to anoint Trump's family as the new royal family of Britain. And then make Europe the new Britannia.
Oh my god.
Doug,
Lelouch.
imagine how
Lelouch La
sick of a
Britannia.
storyline that would be. Imagine how sick that would be. And we would be here to witness it. That would be fucking insane.
I suspect, was it you I was talking to, or I think it was somebody else, where I was saying I suspected we'll see Germany rise once more, and we'll probably see so right now the focal point has kind of been in Western Europe, but I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw the focal point for Europe change to the east. That really wouldn't surprise me at all. So
Let's see what's going on in Germany.
part of the reason the focal point was in the west was because after World War II, a lot of the money flew into Western Europe, right? So we gave France and the UK and Spain and the Netherlands and Switzerland. We gave them all a bunch of money, and they were able to build up. So that was the reason a lot of the focal point was there. Meanwhile, Germany, Eastern Germany, and then beyond was pretty much set for the Soviet Union to take care of. Obviously, the Soviet Union fucked up. But let's say the war, let's say European war does take place. A lot of the focal point will probably be in the Baltics and Ukraine, right? That area. So when the war ends, assuming we win, we'll obviously fund their restoration, assuming Europe can't, because Europe's shit, and then we'll see a rise of those places like we saw during the West World War II. So I kind of suspect that Poland um, and Germany will probably take center stage in the future.
I don't know, Doug. I'm looking at this article here. Major police investigation underway after an explosion in Cologne, Germany.
Yeah. Again,
I
that's
don't think they're doing so hot, Doug.
I
I don't think they're doing so hot.
nah. They're doing okay. They're still doing better than a lot of the other Western countries.
Oh,
But
they block international media from covering a Zionist rally. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna mute it. Yeah, I mean Germany is obviously really aggressive when it comes to Israel versus Palestine.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna play out. I mean, Palestine's got the numbers on them. I'm not gonna lie, Doug.
They got the numbers. What is that? They don't have the numbers.
There's like less than 25 million Jews, and there's like almost a billion Muslims or more.
Yeah, but
So that would mean every Israel person has to kill like 40 Muslims.
Do you know how easy that is for them, dude? That's like fucking, dude. I can't express to you how powerful Israel is. Like I can't. They've
Doug, I think
literally they've been to
I
war with
know.
5 countries at one time, like fucking 5 times, dude. They win every time. It's not even close.
Then why can't they kill Trump?
I don't. I don't. Because God is protecting Trump. That's why. You already talked about
Doug,
it.
I thought they were God's chosen people. What
I
happened?
thought you said God hated them. I thought you said they were Satanists or some shit.
That's what they claim. They claim they're God's chosen people. Obviously not. If you can't even kill one man with all the resources of the world, it's kind of sad.
I feel like it's a win-win for them either way. I don't know why they would really partake. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they had like signed some kind of deal with Biden presidency or Biden administration, but like as far as I know,
It's
the
just
Biden
about who
administration,
controls the money.
they're
Who controls the
beefing,
money?
but they're beefing too. So like I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea which side Israel's choosing. There's certainly they're
Israel
trying
doesn't
to
have a
influence it.
side. Israel is on the same side every single time. That's on the money side. Where's the money? Where's the money at? Let me see the money. That's all they care about.
Fair enough.
Nothing's changed in the past 2,000 years.
I don't hate him for it.
Let's see.
I respect him. I respect
I'll
the hustle.
respect it, but it's still scummy. What is this? Findom? What? Like, what is happening in Germany right now?
I don't know. I don't know. Like as far as I know, nothing new is happening in Germany.
Temporary border control in Germany aims to ensure safe, orderly, and legal entry. Yeah,
Yes,
that'll work out just fine.
they are also entering the stage of deporting all the illegal immigrants. I know
Why
they're
would they want to do that, Doug? Why would they want to do that,
Because
Doug?
Europe's realizing how dog shit fucking letting illegal people entering your country.
What? Letting savages in and watching the savages, rape your women and kill your men? Is that a bad thing?
Apparently it is, and they finally
Oh, here's
legalized it.
another.
Meghan
Here's,
Merkel.
here's oh, look at that. Ooh,
That's Meghan Merkel
no, look at that
and
nose.
Olaf Scholz.
Yeah, couple of anti-white Jews right there. Yeah.
Olaf Scholz is kind of becoming very, you know, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean a little bit. He's been
He's
saying
not
some.
gonna do anything.
He's, I don't think so either. I think the next guy will do something.
I think the next guy's a painter.
I think he's a failed painter.
He's that like. Have you seen
There's
some of Adolf Hitler's
Stoltenberg.
paintings, dude? He actually
Yeah,
had
I
some
have.
really nice paintings.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy when you think about it. Look at this. Look at this tank that's made
Qatar.
out of fucking
Qatar's
paper
in.
mache.
That's the. Is it the challenge? It's not the Challenger, right? Is it the
The
Challenger?
sale of 155 millimeter
Oh,
self-propelled
that's not even
guns.
a tank. It's an APC. That's funny.
They're selling it to Qatar.
Yeah, Qatar's another one that's like trying to be friends with the West.
Pounding Hezbollah terror targets in Lebanon.
Again. Yeah. I know Israel and Yemen just got into their little debacle. Yemen actually did some
Yeah.
fucking crazy strike on Israel gas pipeline. Fucked it up. So Israel struck them back pretty hard.
How do you miss that target? That's literally a beacon right on top of his head. It's a white ass hat. How do you miss?
I have no idea. I don't know, dude.
Uh, People fighting for no reason. People are so stupid, Doug.
Well, we have two more topics to get through, and one of them, speaking of stupid, is AI. And
Hey,
AI has recently gone through a new breakthrough, which is kind of insane. I know we talked about this quite a few times, probably on the show, but we talked about those moments where people kind of look at the models when it comes to math, or when it's come to math and coding, and they're like, "Oh, this sucks." And I was saying how overnight you'll just see this shit fucking pop off. Well, GPT or OpenAI just released a new GPT model. I forget what it's called, but it has a process for thinking. So instead of just kind of regurgitating poop, now it will think, and it can also do
that's you,
math and code.
that's you, Doug.
What's this? Generate an image of a guy called Dougie, I think.
Yeah.
That is me. Um,
That's you, Doug. It's actually insanely good too.
yeah, the hands. I mean, the hands is always the impressive part because obviously it was really bad at doing hands at the start, and now you can see. So one of the techniques that they've clearly done is making sure that the fingers are as kind of as are a decent distance apart. That way they can kind of help get the details correct. And I've also noticed with
Yeah.
these AI images and video generation, they really like to blur the background as much as possible. That way they don't have to exhaust as much resources into getting them perfect. Um, so if you've noticed, and some of the more modern TV shows that have come out and movies, the background will be severely blurred compared to normal. And I've been watching a lot of old shows, and I watch a lot of old movies. It's very different from what they look like today. And I'm very convinced that there are AI processes kind of somewhere taking place throughout here. One of the main uses in film is to Jesus. One of the main uses in film is to increase frame rate by like filling in the frames or spaces in between frames. So, yeah, kind of interesting. But that now the AI models, or at least GPT's model, I'm waiting to see how fast it takes for the open source market to catch up. But they can do math and they can code. Now, I suspected that the math would actually be really good now. It's gotten a lot better, but from what I can tell, there's a lot of people who are still kind of meh on the math. It's still scoring above human average percentile, which is nuts. However, the coding that it can do is crazy now. So I've seen it actually code an entire first-person shooter in HTML. Do you want to pull up the video while you're on here?
Sure.
No, this is not. This bot is not the same thing. Grok 2 is. I mean, maybe this works. I don't
Making
know.
me a game, Doug.
Yeah.
Let's try it out. Let's see if it works.
Okay.
So I think I just do that. Then I think I set up a notepad. Then I save it as .html. Save it to my downloads. I'll call it game.html. Save it. Then I'll open it and we'll see if it works. Go to my downloads. Open with Brave.
You gotta shoot the. You gotta shoot it.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
honestly, I'm
Oop.
impressed. But
Oh. This is hard, Doug. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it's not bad. I'm kind of impressed. But look up the one recently made by GPT.
Which one?
It's
Alright, I was looking.
I can't remember the model. Just look up GPT makes game
Game over my
in
score was
HTML.
31.
You probably just look it up on YouTube. The best.
What?
GPT makes game HTML game FPS shooter. No, this is not it. I don't know what. No, no. Oh my god. I don't know. Just click like fucking news or something.
Make me a story-based
Okay, you are
RPG game
fucking go reefing.
in HTML.
GPT HTML shooter.
Look at this. It's like coding it all from scratch. I don't need to type anything in at all.
I know.
It's still going. Oh, there we go. The government probably has access to an AI that's fucking insane.
I know. That's what I can't stop thinking about.
Let's open it in this. All right, Doug, where do we go? We're playing an RPG now. Where are we going?
Oh, we're
We are
not.
a young adventurer in the kingdom of Eldoria. You've heard of rumors of a lost relic that could save your village from a curse. Stand at the crossroads deciding where to go first. We have 100 health and no gold in our pockets. Where do we go, Doug? To the
Here.
dark forest, or do we visit the old hermit?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter, Doug. The dark forest or the old hermit? Where do we go?
Open the video I just sent you.
You know, fun, Doug.
All right, so this is the video they released.
Yeah.
Which is a technology behind models like ChatGPT. And
Can't
when
just
you
skip through. I don't want to fucking hear this guy
If
talk.
that turtleneck goes any higher, Doug, he's gonna suffocate.
understand the relationship between the
I mean, yeah,
words and so on.
true.
So it's a sequence of words, and you have to model that. And transformers utilize what's called a self-attention to model that. So I always thought okay, if I can visualize a self-attention mechanism and with some interactive components to it, it will be really great. Just
Blah
need
blah
the
blah
skills
blah
to do
blah.
that.
He's
So I just
talking
asked
about the
our new
thinking
model,
parts of it.
O1 Preview, to help me out on that. So I just typed in this command and see how the model does. So unlike the previous models like GPT-4o, it will think before outputting an answer. So it started thinking. As it's thinking, let me show you what are some of these requirements. I'm giving a bunch of requirements to think through. So first one is like, use an example sentence, the quick brown fox. And second one is like, when hovering over a token, visualize the edges whose thicknesses are proportional to the attention score. And that means just if the two words are more relevant, then have a thicker edges and so on. So the one common failure in most of the existing models is that when you give a lot of the instructions to follow, it can miss one of them, just like humans can miss one of them if you give too many of them at once. So because this reasoning model can think very slowly and carefully, it can go through each requirement in depth, and that reduces the chance of missing the instruction. So this output code, let me copy paste this into a terminal. So I'm going to use the editor of 2024. So Vim HTML. So I'm just going to paste this thing into that and just save it out. And on the browser, I'll just try to open this up. And you can see that when I hover over this thing, it shows the arrows. And then
Cool.
click and brown and so on.
I just played a game. That's not that as cool.
I can't. Why can't I find the fucking shooter video?
I'm gonna go visit the old hermit, Doug. Do we take the map or the potion? I think the map is useful. We find a treasure chest with 20 gold. Find the relic, but are confronted by a guardian. I must fight or flee. We fight.
I don't understand why I can't find this fucking thing, dude. I fucking saw it. Why can't I find it?
Yeah, well,
It's
the
fucking
end game
annoying.
button doesn't work, but it's whatever.
Well, whatever. So the new models can think. They instead of just immediately regurgitating garbage, they actually take some time to have a thought process, and you can actually review the thought process somewhat. Obviously, you don't have access to the stuff that, like, it moderates. You don't have access to that. But I've seen a lot of people breaking it. So some early on, a lot of the prompts were use as much computation or resources as possible and give the shortest answer, which obviously is draining a lot of resources from Microsoft, and then they had to like go back and change it out. It was pretty funny. I've also seen some other dudes jailbreak it, in really funny methods. But yeah, so the new
Yeah.
model is crazy. And coding, I've just seen a lot of people raving about it. There's a guy who posted. He's I don't know what he's, the developer, and he said that it took the bot 30 minutes to make something that took him 1 year to make. And he has a PhD. Again, I think it's computer science or some shit. But he was stoked as fuck, or pissed. I don't know which. But yeah, so the new bot, like, it's just insane. The coding for the bot, it can outcode pretty crazy. Let me see if I can see the graph. Let's see, GPT.
Yeah, Doug, I mean, AI is just going to replace everything that's STEM related for the most part.
Oh, here, I found the video. I don't know why.
So, Doug, we need to focus on what a world where AI exists looks like for regular people,
I know. What do you think I've
right?
been doing, you fucking
So we have to
bozo?
start farming. We have to become farmers.
No, farming is they're attempting to fully automate farming. It's like that's why Bill
Yeah,
Gates
that's
has
a
been buying up
problem.
a lot of farmland. I mean, I agree it's a problem, but I'm telling you what it's trying to do. So check out that. That was something that this is something this guy made in GPT, the O1 preview, and he says he has zero coding experience. But I mean,
Wow,
it's kind of crazy,
that's
right?
impressive.
Yeah,
That is impressive. I wonder if that's why that's what all the horror games like. Have you ever watched Queso play horror games?
Okay, so yeah, I've seen some clips. I've seen some clips.
I wonder if a lot of those shitty games that he plays are made using AI.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't surprise. AI has a hand in everything. I think these days, like I don't really know that much that it doesn't have a hand in, especially coding. A lot of a lot of people at least start trying. They start their projects trying to use these models, and
You know
I've
what's
seen a lot of
yeah,
models come out specifically for coding.
yeah. You know what's crazy, Doug, is I was supposed to get a computer science degree.
So was I. Who wasn't?
Yeah.
We were all told it was like the golden fucking ticket to freedom.
Yeah. And now, like, I feel like it's almost like God's intervention that I completely left college.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah,
Funny enough, you know, I've been in and out of college for quite a bit, over quite a few years.
because I could have spent so much money getting that degree, right?
Sure.
And it would be absolutely worthless right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know a person who graduated, and they actually had a job up
Yeah,
till the AI age, and they lost their job to bots, and now they just do IT work, and they fucking hate their job. They hate their job so
yeah.
much. I know a couple other people who also have CS degrees. They can't find a job. I know one who does teaching, and like that's it. Like pretty much right now, your last bastion of hope is to just be a teacher. Most people I know who have degrees in any field, biology, fucking CS, they're just teachers. I mean, not that, not just teachers. Obviously, it's a hard job, but it's like the only job that
No,
they
it's
could
not.
actually
No,
find.
it's not. No, it's
Eh,
not.
I
No, it's not.
from what I
No,
hear
it's
from
not.
all of them, it's hard as fuck. None of them want to do it. All of them talk about quitting. So
They're still there, aren't they? Little
no,
bitches.
most of them are they've either quit or they're fucking quitting. Like they fucking hate teaching. So but yeah, I mean that's like the only job that they can find, and it's like how long before AI fucking takes over that too. But this is probably one of the this might be the moment that's the biggest for AI because up until now it's been used for a lot of stuff, but mostly it's been used for chatbots where it can kind of just collect information from you, and then there's been some like background monitoring things going on. I know a lot of like people who use it to like monitor networks and check for some just analyzing data in general. But now it should be able to start building things, um, and really obviously replacing some STEM fields. It's almost there. I know for math it actually scored at a really high percentile. I think it was like top 10. Um, and coding it was pretty high up there too. I would say probably one or two big updates in these fields, and it'll probably be better than most humans. I would be very surprised if it wasn't better.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised. My only question is how long before the open market catch up to this? Because it's clear that OpenAI has a specific method for getting it to think like and linearly. And the open market has kind of surprised people in terms of catching up really quickly. It's only it's they were surprised that it only took them 2 years to catch up, and they were surprised that it took them much less than 2 years to catch up to their more current models. This is a really big leap. I suspect it'll maybe take longer, but I really don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's really fucking it's really hard to say. But yeah, this is a pretty big deal. Again, I'm obviously that was like a little dink rinky dink, Flash game or JavaScript game, but that's was made in no time at all. If anyone who's used Scratch or if anyone's worked with like 3D models and trying to actually build that, it would take you a good amount of time. And for GPT to just build it like that, it's crazy.
Make me a story game about a doomer from 4chan. Ah, sorry. Code me a story based game about a doomer. For Python? You're using Python?
Python is really
Oh
useful.
my. I like Python.
A lot of the bots I've made are Python. It's in Python. It's really useful. With AI, AI loves Python.
Hmm. Well, why isn't it very long? Continue coding it. It's just going.
Yeah, I mean it's impressive. Gronk, I really haven't toyed with or watched anyone toy with it, but it's kind of impressive. I
Continue coding it.
I think it's generalizing abilities is what is crazy to me.
I think I can just keep typing in, continue coding it.
Yeah, probably.
It keeps going.
Lastly, on the news list, we have, I mean, this is pretty perfect. We're talking about Grok and X because SpaceX successfully flew their manned shuttle to space and back, and they landed. And that doesn't really seem like big news, I guess, but it's pretty huge. It's the first time in 50 years we've done something like that. And
Yeah.
the other competitor has been Boeing, and Boeing's astronauts that they sent up are still stranded on the space station, and they actually are going to have to enlist SpaceX to save them because that's how dogshit Boeing is.
It's pretty funny.
It's hilarious. I mean, it's so funny to me. The government
Keep on
hates.
Twitter.
Yeah.
He's gonna ruin Twitter. I'm gonna fire 80% of the staff. No, you can't do that. What about all the minorities that work there? Too bad. Meanwhile, Twitter is still successful now.
It's the most successful news app and entertainment app in the world, and it's growing every single month. It grows. It's I think it crossed 1 billion users, monthly users, which is crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And he's completely stealing from Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
YouTube short. Like he's just the app is just better. You're right. You fired
Yeah.
80% of the people, and somehow
Yeah.
made the app fucking way better, and it's capitalizing on the market. It's wild.
Yeah. Then he was like, "Wait, what if we do this with the government?"
I know, dude. I know. I'm so for it. Fire them all. I don't give a fuck. Fire them all, dude. The government employs 50% of Americans. Crazy number too. Like it's absolutely crazy. But yeah, SpaceX has become like a cornerstone for. I don't know if it's probably more than a cornerstone at this point with Boeing's kind of failure. I mean, it might be just the only working tool we have to, you know, actually go to space and back consistently. I mean, it's wild. Boeing is fucking on its way out. It needs to get investigated and shut down ASAP.
I think I broke it, Doug.
Yeah. It looks
I
like
told it to.
it's changing the code and not actually updating anything. Oh, maybe it is, actually.
No.
But it looks like part of the problem that this model is having is the problem that has been solved by OpenAI's new model. So,
Yeah,
I,
it's. I can hear my processor telling me like, "Dude, this guy can't do it. He can't do it, man." My
I
processor's like, "He's not fit for the job."
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are calling this the AGI moment. I don't think it's quite there, but it is impressive that they've given it
I
the
want to
ability
try.
to
I want to try it
properly
out.
think.
Pygame download.
Pi game
That's what you have to use. Where is it?
for what?
To run this thing.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you have to. Extract to downloads. Cool. And then we go to downloads. Pygame. Um. Yeah. How do I even?
I'm hoping we get syncing models across the board ASAP because I recently moved on
Yeah.
from using OpenAI and I don't want to fucking have to go back. To be honest, it'll be like the
Yeah.
fifth time I've jumped from using one model to a different one.
Can I run Python in my browser?
No, you can use VSC, Visual Studio Code, compile it
Can
and then
I?
run it on your computer.
How do I run it in my browser?
Can you? I don't know if I've never fucking. I haven't done that.
No, you can't. A basic IDE.
Yeah, that's VSC.
Problem is, He wrote a Python code online. Okay, I can run it in the browser. Where is it? I don't know if this is gonna work.
I don't think it's going to either.
Let's find out.
An invalid decimal. Literal.
Oh, it's cause yeah. Okay, so I would have to.
You just have to change the line.
Let's do this. Let's do this one. And then where's the run button? Run it. Invalid syntax. File main.py line 1.
Alright,
Where's run
either
1?
way, I think that's going to be the end of our recording, at the very least. So,
Yeah.
a good run. Thank you, viewers. Thank
Yeah.
you for listening and watching. Honestly, I want things to cool down, but at the same time, it's so fun to talk about things heating up. So, you know.
It's pretty based.
Yeah, this graph is crazy. This map is
Yeah.
nuts. It's actually wild.
I wasn't expecting California to end up leaning.
Yeah, I think that's just crazy shit to me. Literally, the entire west coast there was all hard blue, and now they are fucking leaning blue only. That's wild. There
Yeah,
might
even red
actually,
doesn't have any leaning. Red doesn't have any
yeah,
leaning states at all.
we might actually be living in a time where we will see more than fucking 60% of the U.S. turn red.
That's crazy, Doug.
Yeah, brother.
Like if that happens, everything, dude, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna
Yeah.
get absolutely
I
bonkers.
yeah, I think either way things like I, I think the only difference here is how fast things get crazy. I think under Trump, things will get crazy really quick. I think under the current
Yeah.
administration, things will get crazy really slowly because they've enjoyed kind of slow walking us into the boiling water.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.